What's up, everyone? Welcome to our second edition of Buffalo Bobcat TV. I'm Jonathan Snyder, the Sports Information Director here at Bryant Stratton College, Buffalo. And today we're going to be doing our 2020 Virtual Women's Basketball Recruiting Special. I've had a chance to sit down with head women's basketball coach Brittany Perry, as well as some of her fantastic 2020 recruits to talk about this upcoming season. I also had a chance to talk to Coach Perry about her past 2019-20 season, which was the first in Bryant Stratton Buffalo history. She had a fantastic season. Her team had a fantastic season, winning 20-plus games. Coach Perry coached 3 USCAA All-Americans. So we had a chance to talk to her about this past season and what she expects from this upcoming recruiting class. If you haven't had a chance to check it out already, a few weeks ago we released our men's basketball virtual recruiting special, where we spoke with Coach Brown, as well as a few members of his incoming class. Both teams are loaded with talent this year. They're very eager to get back on the court, to get playing the game that they love. And I encourage you to watch some of those games streaming live this year. There's a ton of talent coming your way. So without further ado, I had a chance to speak with Coach Perry. Here's what she had to say. All right, I'm now joined by Bryant Stratton Buffalo women's head coach, Brittany Perry. Coach, an exciting off-season following an ultra-exciting regular season. Talk to me about how first let's talk about how the season finished up for you. Successful first-year program, but then let's talk about the off-season as well.
Well, this season, we were able to go 22-7, made it to the national tournament, made it to the Final Four. Then, of course, with the pandemic happening, we were cut short. So who's to say we would have won the championship for our first year? But we had a successful season for our first year. Right now, we're just trying to get back into the midst of things. A lot of our players have been doing conditioning and workouts on their own. Of course, we have certain rules and restrictions we have to do, but, we're standing strong and getting prepared for this upcoming season.
Absolutely. And part of staying ready and staying strong is obviously recruiting and trying to replace and trying to get better in certain areas, trying to strengthen your strengths and make your weaknesses, turn those into strengths. So talk to me a little bit in general about this recruiting season. Obviously, it was a little bit different. In March, you weren't able to get out there and see these student athletes in person. But talk to me in general about this recruiting season and maybe about the class in general.
Yeah, so this was definitely a different recruiting time for us all, as, like I said, there were some restrictions, traveling restrictions, really couldn't leave home for real. So had to get a lot of film and also just from word of mouth from coaches and players that they would be, a good part, of our program. So just taking in a lot of film and speaking to a lot of the athletes, we definitely have some great additions to our program this year. And I'm just so excited to see, what's in store for them.
Yeah, you do have kind of a loaded class coming into a program that already won 20-plus games in its first season. So you got to be really excited about that. Let's talk about the 4 players that you've already recruited that had to sit out this past year due to recruiting rules. Let's talk about those a little bit. I want to start with Nia Caver, a local product. Had played at Baltimore City Community College, but really started her high school career in Buffalo here and was a standout. What does she bring to the program?
Nia brings, she's an all-around well player. She brings the height, the strength to attack the basket, just having that energy on the floor. Having that addition to the team is going to be very great for us as we could, continue to keep pushing the ball up the floor, full court press and things like that. So she'll definitely be a major impact, especially for this upcoming season.
Let's keep moving down that list, and I want to touch on 2 players. Mary Caldwell, who is an electric transfer guard, and also Rachel Bernil, who comes to you off a year of injury. So she's coming back healthy now. Those 2 players are also very versatile for you. They both can shoot it, and they both have different strengths on the floor. But, they bring a lot of energy. So talk about those 2 players.
Yeah, so Mary, she's coming from Louisiana. She has all the energy in the world, both on and off the floor. You got to love her, especially, bringing that momentum. So I'm happy to have her, as she's going to definitely get our team pumped and, rowdy for this upcoming season. She's going to push the ball ahead. She might, hit a little jump shot here and there. And also she's very good at, attacking the basket. So she's definitely another great addition to our program. Rachel, coming off of an injury, just from watching her this past season, on the side, the way that she really put the time and effort to getting back, I know 100% that she's ready and, committed to this program and ready to give it all she has. Even seeing her on the side, she was hitting down some threes, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you're doing it on one leg. So, I'm ready to have her here. I'm ready to have both of them here.
That's great. And the last one, I guess, that, we can really go to is it maybe defines the word energy and passion is Armani Jordan. Obviously, another local product. It just goes to show you how good the talent is around here, and how solid and strong your program is in just its second year. That these young ladies want to come and participate and be a part of this winning program. So Armani's someone that can score. She can defend. She can handle the basketball. She's a former All-American. What is it about Armani's game that excites you?
Everything about Armani's game excite me. She'll text me now, hey coach, you got any workouts for me? Because I know she's ready and she wants it. That energy that she has, that defense, I know I could definitely depend on her guarding someone 94 feet if I have to. She's the definition of a coach's, player. She's going to do whatever it takes. If I have her go ahead and check all 5 of the players on the floor, she's going to go do it. So I definitely can't wait to see what Armani has in store for us. And going back to her being, a Buffalo native here, it's always great to just have your locals that are being a part of this program. So once again, I'm just excited to see what she has in stores.
And you just talked about her ability to guard all 5 positions. That speaks to her versatility and her athleticism and work ethic. And it's funny you say that because it's really just transitioned into your next recruit, your first signee officially of the 2021 class, Jasmine Michaud. And she's someone that is long, athletic, comes to you from Mohawk Valley. She can score. She can defend. She's an unbelievable person on and off the floor. Very well spoken, high character. So what was it like to talk to her through this process? And what do you think makes her a great fit?
So actually going to see Jasmine play for the first time, this was before the pandemic happened. I was able to go, catch her in action in person. And everything about Jasmine, from the defense side, she's hustling back on defense. She could guard a 6-footer or a 6'3" girl. She's there. She can also touch the rim. So her athleticism is just great all around. And, it's just always great to have that, on your team and program. So speaking with her was, it was great.
You were also, able to bring in some shooting and some versatility in Precious Adamson.
Precious, being able to hit that outside, 3-point range, and also working the inside, having that combo position that she brings is great. So
let's transition out of state now. One out of state recruit you were able to sign, also another transfer, Tamia Tart. She played at Salem University. She brings toughness, brings physicality, that college experience, but she also brings a positive and solid attitude. She talked to me about the combination of coming to Bryant Stratton for the school and the basketball. So when you have a young woman that comes into the program with that positive mindset right off the bat, how good is that to have to have her on the floor, but then not have to worry about really any of the off the court trouble? She's coming in with that right attitude right from the start.
Yeah, speaking with Tamia, Tamia has that natural leadership, skill in her. And I could just tell just by speaking with her, she's always engaging in everything, reaching out before I even try to reach out, which is great because it shows to me that she wants to be here. She also told me she wanted to be part of a winning program. So that also means a lot for our program as well, going back to us being the first year and being very successful. She's coming from a D2 program, which, was already established. So now coming over to us, she's able to bring, that energy and that focus and that drive of being a leader and getting the team on the right path. both on and off the court. So I know she's here. She wants it, and I love players like that. So I'm very grateful for Tamia.
So we kind of touched upon the recruiting class. We talked about the plethora of talent you're bringing in, the abundance of talent. Really, as a coach, it's really not a bad thing. You're gonna have a good problem on your hands. Almost too much talent, too much versatility. On top of that, let's touch upon a little bit about who you're bringing back and what you're bringing back, because you're bringing back a lot of talent, a lot of skill off a team that won 20 plus games, was in the Final Four. I want to touch upon your female athlete of the year, Alyssa Johnson. She was a consistent contributor for you all season. She shot the three ball very well. She got to the basket, was very durable, played through a lot of injuries, really didn't miss much time. So you're bringing her back for her senior year. She's a quiet leader, but she's more of a lead by woman. So talk to me about Alyssa and how excited you are to have one more year with her.
Yeah, just like you say, Alyssa is like the silent assassin. You know, she's very quiet, but she's going to give you at least 20 points as well. Alyssa is another one who will do whatever it takes to, get the win. And, she listens well. She has that energy where she wants to, defend the best player on the opponent. So, just having Alyssa back and bringing that back to our program is just going to be great.
And kind of transitioning right into another returner who's also a first-team USCAA All-American, Shemeka Minor. Probably, if not the best, definitely in the top three shooters in all of the USCAA.
Right.
She is just a lights-out shooter, and she single-handedly changed so many games for you last year. So she's coming back. She's had this summer to get her body right, her mind right, and everything else. So what does Shemeka coming back also to complement Alyssa on the other side of the wing? What does it mean to you to have her back?
Well, we're not going to sit there and, downplay her being just the best in the USCAA. She might be the best with even including the USCAA men's as well, but we're not going to get on that. But yes, having Shemeka back, she is a lights out shooter, Soon as we get that package of working with her getting to the basket, she's going to be unstoppable. So her taking this time through the summer to actually get right and working, because I know she has been out there working and working on her craft, is going to be amazing to see, especially this being her senior year. I know she's going to give it to us all.
Yep, absolutely. And I think Coach Brown and Mick Snowden might have a little
right.
bump to pick there with you, but regardless, she is a tremendous shooter. She's a tremendous player. And sandwiched in the middle of those two is your Bulldog point guard. You were the only team in the country to have 3 first-team All-Americans. And this young woman averaged nearly a triple-double, which is unheard of. Men, women, superhero. I mean, what she was able to do on the floor for you this year was maybe as important, if not more important, than any player at any level of college basketball in the country. Janae Brandon was a tremendous player for you this year, and you have another year with her. I don't want to say what does it mean to have her, because I don't think I have enough time to listen to that response, but just give me in your words how exciting of a player she is to coach.
Janae, like, it speaks for itself. You look at the stat sheet and see a 5'3" guard averaging a triple double. It's just like, oh my gosh, what does she do? What is she doing out there? And it's just like, she does it on both sides of the floor. She does it on the defensive end. She does it on the offensive end. She'll give you a quick jumper. She'll give you a steal. She's always working. She could give me about 40 minutes a game. So I definitely, Janae is a key, oh my goodness, a key component to our team. But it's, as you can see, I'm fumbling with words. Janae is something. She's something, and it's great to have her as a coach. I'm pretty sure any coach that we played, or any team that we played against, any coach would have loved to have her as being a part of their team as well. And also playing against her is just like, oh my gosh, we got to play this girl again. So it speaks for itself.
I'm sure that's what everybody was thinking going up against her. But lastly, Coach, I mean, just to wrap up here, you're entering your second season. You were just able to finish your first. And unfortunately, you kind of have to battle not only coaching, recruiting, and everything that goes along with being a college head coach, but now you're battling through some ever-changing times in the world. And
Yeah.
you know, I give you and Coach Brown and all the staff and coaches across the country a lot of credit for keeping a positive attitude and staying strong through this whole thing. And you know, like I said, trying to put the kids in the safest and best situation to succeed. So, just real quickly, this upcoming season, what does it mean to you to have that first season under your belt and a chance to do it again?
The first season under my belt, like it's just a feeling that I can't explain. This is something that I've dreamed about. I've wrote goals in my book when I started college, you know, that I wanted to become a coach. So now to actually be a coach, head women's basketball coach, the first women's basketball coach for Bryant Stratton, it's just amazing. And I'm very grateful to have that opportunity. And I want to thank all the, you know, staff and our higher ups who believed in me that I could get this done, because it really means a lot to me. So coming into this next season, even with all that has happened with this pandemic, you know, we're just going to keep working harder and keep fighting, because now going through this, it shows us that we can handle anything. So we coming for that championship, though.
And I'm now joined by Armani Jordan, who comes to Bryant Stratton Buffalo with 2 years left. An exciting athletic player joining our team. Armani, I want to talk to you a little bit about this upcoming season, your decision to come to Bryant Stratton and continue your basketball career. So how's everything been going? How's your summer been through all this crazy time?
Good. Summer's been good. I was still taking classes because, you know, I'm a B student because I started a little later last year. But it's been going good. My grades are good, so I'm ready to play. That's what I'm waiting on.
That's awesome. So you've kind of been itching a little bit the last year, sitting out after the transfer year coming here. So what's this past year been like? How have you been staying in shape, getting your grades in order, getting the academics side of it all situated? And now you're ready to come focus on school, focus on basketball, and get to work.
Yeah, it was kind of hard, you know, being in school and not being able to play, but going to the games, seeing them play, and I couldn't play. So it was kind of hard because that's really what keeps me motivated in school is really basketball. So, but you know, with, you know, Coach Perry, she's not, you know, she convinced me, you know, I should stay in school regardless if I can play or not, as far as education-wise. So I just took her advice with that, and I just, you know, went forward with school. I start some training on Tuesday, well, tomorrow morning at 9, so I can keep, you know, staying in shape. I've been doing some running. I haven't really been playing a lot of basketball because with work, I've been, you know, most of the time when I get off, it's like 90 degrees outside. I don't want to play in 90-degree weather, but I try to, you know, get out and run and exercise as much as I can in the house, outside, whenever I can.
Did this year sitting out watching, because you're always energized on the sidelines, you're always the number one supporter. Did it kind of like reignite any fire, being able to having to sit out and watch a team succeed, watch your teammates be out there grind, and you know, did it kind of reignite some fire for you to be
Yes.
better this year?
Yes, a lot. Like I'm so ready to play. Like I couldn't even tell you like how much. Like I'm so ready to play. Like being on the sidelines and not being able to play, and then them going to away games and I can't go. It's like it was like eating at me. So I'm definitely like it's definitely put some more fire in me to be better this year.
Talk to me a little bit about your game itself. Obviously, I'm familiar with your game. You're a multiple-time USCAA All-American. But what do you bring to Bryant Stratton? What are your strengths? What do you feel like you do best?
Me, I'm a defensive player. You know, I got everybody has room to get better. So I got a lot of other things I could get better on, like my jump shot, handling, but that's getting down packed. So that's not nothing to worry about. But I'm a defensive player for sure. I play a lot of defense. That's mostly what Coach Perry tells me that she likes about me that I bring to the team is defense, and I'm real like energetic. I'm everywhere on the court, so it's like most of the time I'm ready to play the whole game. So I would say defense for me is like the best.
Yeah, when you talk about your goals for the year, obviously you're a top player, you're a player of the year type candidate individually. But when you look about your team goals, what are your team goals for the year? What do you want to see, in March happen? And what do you think that you need to add to this squad now to help them get there?
Leadership, I would say. We need a lot of leaders. We need people to be able to come together as one so we can win. I'm thinking we can definitely get to the championship and win for sure. Especially with the coaching staff that we have, the support that we have at that school, it's ridiculous. So I think the most important thing for our team will be leadership. Anybody being able to be a leader so that there's something for the rest of the team to look at and be like, okay, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, they got it together attitude-wise, game-wise, school-wise. So that'll make everybody else follow them. So that way we're all good for the year. There's nobody going ineligible, nobody getting kicked off the team, nothing, no crazy things like that. So we could all stay together. We can make it to the end and win.
Talk about a little bit about the support that you have from family and friends. Obviously, your mother's right next to you. You're your number one fan at games. Talk about the support that you have from your family, and then, Mom, maybe what it's like to see your daughter succeed on the court. She's been minutes away from national championship. Big time player in some big time games. So that's got to be an awesome feeling.
Absolutely, it is. It's she surprises me all the time, but she's really like a team player. First and foremost, but I know her. She's very dedicated. Even when she couldn't play, she showed up to games and was sitting on the sidelines cheering everybody on. So that for me is even more important than just playing, because you support your team, you push them as well as pushing yourself. So I kind of taught her that, and that's like a good characteristic that she has.
Armani, would you agree with that? Do you get that like fiery passion? Because when you're on the sidelines cheering this passion, you're not just like a normal fan. You're pacing up and down the sidelines, screaming at the officials. You're as close as you can get. So, do you think that characteristic comes from maybe what your mom's instilled, to just to do everything 105%, not 85 or 90?
Exactly. Yeah. She always, like, growing up, like, nothing. I couldn't start something and not finish it. You know what I mean? So it's always about giving it my all the time. And like with anything I did, like, there was no, you know what I mean? If I said I was going to play a sport, no matter if it was golf, like, you know what I mean? I turned out to not like it. She's making me finish it. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, like, to see anything with my team, even if I'm not playing, if I know I'm on this team, I need them to win. So I'm there cheering them on whenever I can, as much as I can.
Well, we can fix the golf thing.
I forgot you're a golf coach.
But I have one more thing for you. One thing that I've personally seen is a maturity from an 18-year-old that came in 3 years ago to who you are now. Talk about the maturity on and off the floor. How do you think that's happened, and how do you think that's made you a better player in person?
Okay, so for me, the most improved thing for me as from being young and then becoming an adult is my attitude, my composure, the way I handle certain things. I like, you were there at Villa, so it was like, for me, I like basketball so much that I let it get to me real personally. And so with anything that happens between the refs, the coaches, anything, like, I take it personal, and I had to just learn to be able to just play the game instead of taking everything so personal, catching attitudes, getting mad. It's most definitely helped me improve as a person without basketball, like with, to staying in school without even having to play, without even being able to play, sorry. So, I grew up a lot, like, realizing that school is, more important than just being able to play a sport behind it. It's more about my education, and, I go to school for business. So I'm trying to start my own business. So it was important for me to still stay in school to get that, that education, so I can maybe open my own store and stuff like that. But yeah, I most definitely would say I improved, like, with my composure and being able to handle certain things in certain situations better.
All right, I'm now joined by Jasmine Michaud, who's coming to Bryant Stratton this year after spending her first 2 years at Mohawk Valley Community College. Jasmine, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good to hear. We're very excited to have you join the program. So talk to me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little bit about your game, what you're bringing to Bryant Stratton, and how excited you are to get this year started.
Well, I will be majoring in sports management, and basically my game style is fast. I'm very athletic, and I know how to play all positions and handle the ball. And it's gonna be new for me, but I think I can handle it.
So talk to me about your experience at Mohawk Valley Community. Obviously, you've spent 2 years there. You were a phenomenal player on the floor, individually putting up over 21 points a game. So talk to me about that experience there and how that's prepared you for the next step here.
Well, it prepared me a lot because I played a total of 40 minutes every game, so I didn't get no sub. I had mental toughness to be able to get through every game.
What do you think your biggest strengths on the floor are? You talked about some of your abilities, but what do you feel like you do the best, and what are you going to bring here to take the Bobcats to the next level?
I do the best is I was a defensive player, so my defense is tight, and I can score the ball and get boards.
What do you know about Coach Perry? What have you been the conversations that you've had with her, and what do you feel? How do you feel like you're a great fit here with the Bobcats?
I feel like I'm a great fit because, like I said, my defense is really good, and I'm very athletic, and I can basically do anything.
So, what was the deciding factor of coming to Bryant Stratton? What made you decide here? What were some of the things that stood out to you that would make it a good fit?
That I'll be able to extend my game and get better.
I am now joined by Tamia Tart, who's coming to Bryant Stratton this year to join the women's basketball program. Tamia, thanks for taking a couple minutes to talk to us, and just wanted to get your thoughts on Bryant Stratton joining the new program here. What made this a good fit for you, and how did you come to the decision to join the Bobcats this year?
So after several talks with the coach and getting to meet the team, we were all on a FaceTime call, and I met all the players, got to know them, and all of them private messaged me, and we had talks on how they felt about the school, how they felt about the school, and the team and stuff like that. And I kind of got a feel for the team's culture and stuff like that, and I felt like this is the place for me to be. Coming from a team where we played very competitively, but it just sometimes you just don't when the feel is not there. So but with this team, I feel like they're really winning oriented. They really want to win, and you can see from last season they're winning, and they had the potential to probably go all the way last year, despite all the COVID situation and stuff like that. So coming into this year, I'm just very excited to be playing with a bunch of girls that just know how to win and that already have that winning culture, and a coach that clearly knows what she's doing. And from the looks of it, she's very supportive, and she definitely pushes her players. And I'm ready to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And as far as the school, I see that, it kind of fits me, small classes and stuff like that. So I get that kind of one-on-one with, professors, and I don't feel, like an outcast, and I'm in a big school, and it's, so many kids in the class that the professor really can't, give me that one-on-one interaction that I need. I feel like I could get that at Bryant Stratton. And I'm just very thankful for Coach Perry to give me a chance.
Absolutely. I know she's excited to have you come up here. She's excited to have you join the program. Let's talk about your game a little bit. 5'7" guard, you kind of have the ability to do a whole plethora of different things, whether that's score close to the basket, you can shoot the long range shot a little bit. Talk to me about your strengths. What do you feel like you do best and you bring to this program?
What I can bring to this program is leadership, and that's something that a lot of people don't have. A lot of players are good, but lack leadership skills. And I think that I could bring that to the team and make sure that I could bring all the girls together and make sure that we're all on the same page all the time. Because I've spoke to some of the girls and it was like sometimes, even though they were going good, is sometimes they needed that somebody to bring them together and tell them like, "Look, we got this." Things might be rough right now on the court. We might be down, or calls might not be going our way, but they felt like they were missing somebody to be like, you know what, come on guys, we got to get together. Somebody that was, that could be a true leader, and I feel like I could bring that to the team, as well as on the offensive side, I can score from anywhere, so that brings another offensive threat to the team. And they already have a lot of offensive threats, so adding one more is not bad at all. On the defensive side of the floor, I could guard from the 1 to the 3.
What type of leader do you think you are? Are you more of a lead by example type player? Are you more of a vocal leader in the locker room or on the floor? What type of leader do you think you are?
Definitely a leader on the floor. I'm always that pick me up kind of person, and getting people into their right spots, and letting people know, if they're in the wrong, letting people know in a healthy way. Because I know a lot of people, on the floor, they'll tell you they'll tell you you're wrong, but they'll tell it to you in a way that you don't get the message. You just get how they gave you the message. I'm that kind of person, if I see you doing something wrong or something that might not be benefiting us right now, let you know in a respectful manner, so we can move on from it and you could get the message instead of worrying about how the message is passed to you. I'm definitely a lead by example kind of person though. I always work hard, always make sure, I'm getting stuff done. So I'm hoping that when I come here, the girls can see that and they can respect me for that. I'm always going to bring my A game regardless. So I'm hoping that when I come, the girls can see that and be like, you know what, we don't got to worry about her. She's here.
So Nia, just talk to me a little bit about you coming to Bryant Stratton this year. Talk to me a little bit about your game and kind of what you bring, to the program here.
Well, I came to Bryant Stratton because it's my home. I'm in my hometown. Just getting back in the swing of things after transferring from Baltimore City Community College. Wanted to get back in the swing of things, and then unfortunately couldn't play last year. But this year I'm coming back strong, ready to play. My game, I feel as though I am a strong 3-4, but I can be put as anything. I can get any job done. And I look forward to really playing this year and adding to what Coach Perry already has and just getting a ring.
Yeah, this past year, obviously in the first year, they had a lot of success, and you were able to practice last year, able to be a part of the program in terms of getting your feet wet a little bit. Talk to me about like the past year, kind of being off, but also still staying active with the team. How has that helped you prepare for this year?
It helped me just stay in the game and not just, just out and just, okay, yeah, I'll just wait till next year. No, wanted to be in the gym, learn, even though I wasn't going to be playing that year. I still could pick up on the tools and the plays and the type of defense she has. The teams that we played could go to the games, watch the films and all that stuff. So it just really helped me to just elevate more this year because I've seen it and I've had experience without just playing. And it gives me a kind of fire to want to be out there even more because I didn't play last year.
And then what specifically about your game? Talk to me about some of the strengths in your game. Obviously, you have a lot of experience at Baltimore City. You were, one of the better players on that roster. Seems like you can score, defend, play a lot of different positions. But what do you think some of the main strengths in your game are?
I would say get into the basket because I feel like I have shifty moves. I can split through gaps. Yeah, there's been getting to the basket is my thing. Stopping pops, fades, pump fakes, just really just in the paint. But I'm trying to really work on just shooting more, getting more of that game mid-range so that I can be more diverse and be able to switch it up whenever position I switch up, if that makes sense.
Rachel, just talk to me a little bit about, your this upcoming season. Obviously, you've been at Bryant Stratton for a year now, recovering from some injuries. But I know you're excited to get back on the floor. So talk to me a little bit about how you feel about this upcoming year.
With us having a successful year last year and most of the girls coming back and with the new additions, I think that we can go and do better than what we did last year. And possibly, whether it's more wins or even going further into the tournament, and that we would have a very successful year.
What was the best part about having a year, though, to kind of get acclimated, to not only do your rehab from your injury, but also to get acclimated with the team, the system, and just the overall program? What's the positive that you can take out of that?
I got to see what what the coaches really wanted out of all the girls, how the system works based on, what type of sets they want to play, what type of defenses they were going to run, and how, the core of the program was going to be, family oriented, all of the things like that.
You have a chance to now you're healthy. You're back to a position where you feel comfortable. What are you most excited about being back on the floor?
I want to continue where I left off from my old school and, get better, work hard with the girls, and actually, play. I haven't played a healthy season in, a couple years. So it would be nice to finally be healthy, play a season pain-free and stress-free and just have fun while doing it instead of, being a drag of going to practice because your ankle's going to hurt or playing in a game and your ankle's going to hurt. I'm looking forward to kind of being somewhat pain-free.
Talk to me a little bit about your game specifically. What are your strengths and what do you think that you add to this team that'll help you guys get to the next level?
So I'm a really good shooter and I'm kind of versatile because I like to post up and use my strengths against others. So if I'll get a little guard on me, I can post her up. But say I get a post, I can bring them out to the wing and, attack them. And I'm not a selfish player, but I'll also dish off and assist if I see that they have a better opportunity than I do. So if I draw two, I won't force it. I'll look to see if someone's cutting or, kick it out. I'm a team player too, so I'll get the girls involved. But then if I see something that I have an advantage, I'll take that too.
Absolutely.
So
and the last thing I have for you is the experience you had at College of St. Joe's. What type of experiences and what type of leadership roles can you take and bring to this team? Because not many people have that type of high-level college experience that you had.
Mhm.
And you're bringing that into this program. So what are those experiences, or what were some of those experiences like, and how can you bring that into our program?
So as of my freshman year, he brought in about like 25 freshmen, and there was about 5 returners. So with my thing is I wanted to play and I wanted to prove myself to him that I can be a leader and show things that he wanted, like be vocal. If someone's late to practice, you hold them accountable and you're like, what is up with you? Like, get to school, like get to practice on time, do what you got to do in the school. And then by like me telling, like holding my teammates accountable with their grades and always us working hard in practice, I also do that myself. By I'm always there, the first person. I try to be the last person out the gym. I'm always working hard in the school. So like with me having that foundation, it was easier to prove myself being a freshman at St. Joe's with 30 people on the team. And with that, I was able to start until I got hurt during the 3rd game of the season. And then when I got hurt, I played, the leader on the sideline, cheering them up and all that. And then my sophomore year, most of the team returned. So when we all returned, I was also mainly another starter. And I tried to be more of that captain role, but we didn't really have captains because the whole team was a captain that year. So if we would select a certain player to shake, the ref's hands and all that, and it was a different person each game. And then we would stand by and show unity that we had, whoever that captain was back during that time. So I think that, he just stressed it being a family environment and working hard. So I think with me doing that and having a leader role there, I think I can come into Bryant Stratton after sitting out the year and continue being more of a vocal leader on the court and off the court.